Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and like I promised, here is the 14th part. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying those words of the What If Luffy Had Yuno's Power series. Hope you'll enjoy it. Like I said, right on schedule. It's Wednesday. Hope you'll enjoy this. The next part will be, well, no, the next video to come out will be about, of course, the Biju series. Don't worry. This is that's the second part when things like really get into it. I'm gonna introduce Chakra, and y'all gonna love it. Trust me, you're gonna love it. And if you don't, well, I guess it is what it is. Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bar to update all my future videos. And I'm gonna apologize for the background noise because there is always some, even if y'all don't hear it, I hear it when I'm editing, and I just feel like I have to apologize for that. And without any further ado, let's get into it with the recap. Well, let's begin with Luffy heading to Amazon Lily as he and Bell would arrive via Star Magic, and then his crew arrive via Viva cards enchanted by Luffy's Star Magic, meaning that they just teleport over. This would cause a party to arise as everyone enjoys themselves, and then they go to the onsen, relax, and just talk. And the next day, the Tempest head to Fishman Island. After a few days, they arrive and plunge into the sea as they met Surume, who Luffy could understand now because he simply could understand animals due to the power of the voice of all things. If you don't know what that is, search it up on Google. Very fascinating power. He could even hear Mary's voice constantly, so yeah. And using this, he gets Surume on their side as they head to Fishman Island together. On the way, Luffy would kill Vanderdecken and Watatsumi as they hide from the terrifying Emperor, and they arrive at the island, meet Kami, some mermaids who actually like them because his star magic has started to ripple out, saying that he may be related to the sun god Nika, the Liberator. Like before, they are invited to the castle, but this time more as guests of Whitebeard. But Luffy takes Shirahoshi and causes some serious trouble. In this version, however, Sanji single-handedly beats all of the new fishmen pirates, while Luffy meets Jinbei at Queen Otohime's grave, and he would then come back and explain everything, thus resolving everything. And before they left, Luffy then gave them and the entire island a new a barrier, the same one that he granted to Water 7 long ago, which is now encircling the entire island, making it a sort of utopia. Luffy then teleported the crew out from the water and to the new world as they meet Labu and a whole pack of whales who swim with them forward into the sea as they, sang Banks Brew, classic. On their journey, the Tempest would also get a distress call, leading them to Punk Hazard, where they go and find a walking pair of legs, but only Zoro, Robin, Usopp, and Luffy go. The others stay. Luffy would have fly them all to Caesar's laboratory after meeting a dragon, blah blah blah, and they meet some kids who seem devoid of the outside world and just kind of closed off. They also find the head of the walking pair of legs, and they would proceed to get to know him, and he hates pirates. And they get out of there with the kids, and they come out to the cold side of the island as they meet Smoker, Tashigi, and Trafalgar, and a group of Marines. But Luffy teleports away the Marines, my bad. And the kids start to show symptoms of addiction over a certain candy. Luffy figures out what it is and knocks them out at the start of Rampage, before then showing everyone what it was on his grimoire. And because Trafalgar was obviously connected to all this somehow, he would have to face the bloodlust of the Tempest and Kiemon, because obviously no one condemns that type of crap. However, we will begin this part with about 3 hours later, as we find Smoker and his ship heading to back to where they began, at the entrance. Captain, are we supposed to be going back right now? It's an emperor. It's like asking to die. You're not gonna chicken out now, are you, Yatashigi? As everyone then yells that she was literally shaking and embarrassed, she averted her gaze and says that she wasn't. You're still doing it, they all yell. I know, but it's our duty. Even if we have to dive back into the jaws of that monster, we will. Well said, Stay Smoker. They charge forward and forward, but then as they get closer, they start to hear laughing, and, well, they go on a different way, a different path, and reach a new shore, and they see Brownbeard as he and General Frankie will be dancing while swinging back, back and forth, side to side, causing shakiness, while the kids would not be eating, and they'd be calm, and the rest of the Tempest would be getting food from Sanji. Kiemon was back with Momonosuke now, and he was being fed. He was feeding Momonosuke, my bad. As for Trafalgar, he would just be sitting somewhere. Huh? Hey, Smoker, said the hard pirate, as the ship then comes to a stop, while the kids, upon seeing the Marines, then wave, and they wave back in a daze. What the hell is... Smoker then saw Caesar battered up and bloodied while being bound by sea stone prison cuffs, and Belle would then say, hey, wanna come join in? And she comes over with some plates carried by wind. While caught off guard, the Marines then look to Smoker, who would then begin to scratch his head in complete disbelief. Cut to a few minutes later, and they are told about what happened. Trafalgar managed to convince Luffy not to kill him by showing that he was never with Caesar to begin with. He planned to betray him, so Luffy just did it for him. He sent Brook out, and he beat Virgo and Monet, while he himself took out Caesar. Chopper then reversed the effects of the drugs, while everyone well, everyone in the entire facility, it showed how Caesar actually views them as just guinea pigs. He does not care about them, and because Brownbeard, if you know who he is, search him up, was with Caesar, and he was being deceived, he was really happy when he learned the truth, and he was happy that Luffy came to free him and his men. As Smoker heard all this, he then heard the men in the hazmat suits walk out with some, well, meat in their hands, some ribs, stuff like that. It's the only non-infected food in this place, they'd say. I'll be the judge of that, but let's party, yells Chopper. With a cheer, everyone agrees as Tashiki would then ask, what do we do now? Smoker would sigh, saying, every single time he acts less and less like a pirate. What choice do we have? An emperor's offering, alright? His drooling men would then quickly join in, asking for some food, and Sanji would serve it, saying, eat carefully, it's hot. They eat, drink, and have some fun while Smoker calls for a ship to take away the kids, and upon leaving, they swear to become pirates, which leaves the Marines baffled and dispirited, but they can't be blamed. They were used and abused, and yet, ironically, the lawless pirates saved them when the justice system should have. That doesn't mean that the Marines are okay with it, though. So the three groups would then split up, with Trafalgar, Kimon, and Momo now riding with the Tempest, but Trafalgar would hear some surprising news. You're not coming with me? Nope. Zoro's gonna beat Luffy, said Luffy. As Zoro heard this, he'd be surprised but smiled. Finally. Fighting a warlord. I'm up for the challenge. Why did you give me that mission? Asked Sanji, with Luffy then saying that they die in a few days without their beloved cook. And Sanji would say, I guess you're right. Also, you guys suck at just splitting up food in general. My point exactly, said Luffy. And he then tell Trafalgar not to worry. If I had to measure it, Zoro's definitely easily as strong as Luffy. Even stronger. Even with your devil fruit, he'd definitely still kick your ass. Gritting his teeth, Trafalgar would then feel anger by this comment, but Luffy says it with so much confidence that he can't help but just believe it. Fine. Uranoa, I guess we'll be working together. Luffy's as good as he then faces Momo and says, now you need a shower and a good night's sleep. Oh, okay. What do you need? I need a bath and some sleep, sir. Why do you sound like your grandpa, yells Usopp, as Luffy would then tell him to never say that again, because no, bro. Don't compare me to that old man. And the sound of lightning, however, is then heard as everyone then looks up and the sky starts to darken. But all of them just feel something. It's instinctive. It feels terrifying. It makes their very skin crawl right as the head of a giant dragon makes its way down through the clouds. Everyone's eyes flash red as the creature will then roar, and Momo falls to his knees, recognizing this creature. And Kinemon gets in front of his son and unsheathes his blade as he says, it's him, that bastard. It's Kaido, yells Trafalgar, as Kaido will then yell, Straw Hat. Let's see who's stronger. With a smile, Luffy would then leap into the air as the Emperor would then fire a burrow breath, and Luffy would then form his Star Staff and swing it, releasing a massive beam that rips through this attack and cuts him on the cheek. A massive shockwave would then shake the seas, and the sky starts to part as Kinemon is less shocked that he can even be on par with such a monster. Go, yells Luffy. Go now. Right as he says this, he would then pass the clouds, and Kaido would then fly up into the sky chasing after him, while Nami would then yell, you heard the man, let's go. But Luffy's gonna get hurt, said Momo. But as he says this, the Tempest looked to him as Usopp would then say, Luffy's the man who's going to be king of the pirates. Don't ever forget that. If he lost to someone like that, then he wouldn't be able to call himself our captain anymore, so don't worry, said Zoro. Quickly, Frankie would then hit a coup de burst and tells everyone to hang on, and they're blasted off into the sky and far, far away as Trafalgar thought, you need to stay alive for my plans so they don't go to shit. Come on. Meanwhile, in the sky, we find Luffy and Kaido as they clash, with him now being in his hybrid form, as he uses his ability to generate clouds to help him fly. Thunder Bagua, he yells as he swings down his club, and with the spark of Haki, he then meets the staff of Luffy, which then turns golden upon being imbued with his conqueror spirit. The two are blown back as the clouds are completely parted to show the sea below. Incredible! Finally, someone who can take a hit, said Kaido. I agree. Now I can thoroughly destroy you without holding back. Wind magic. From behind, Luffy then forms an arsenal of weapons constructed from wind, swords, hammers, and axes, all different types. He charges forward, making his Star Staff meld with an axe that he grabs before then striking down, and Kaido smiles. He would swing upward while releasing his Kaifu attacks, which is basically his wind attacks. However, Luffy would then laugh. You idiot, I'm the Emperor of Storms. Holding his arms out, he would then grab the wind attacks and disperse them right as they would then clash, and Kaido's club would slightly crack as Luffy would then go and teleport behind it as he lets go of the axe. He would then grab a sword, which he then imbues with star magic before then thrusting, and Kaido would then turn and block with his arm as it would be filled with armament, but he would get ripped right into, and he would then punch Luffy in the stomach regardless, because, you know, he's gonna eat that shit up, and he would make him spew blood. But Luffy would then teleport behind him, leaving the sword jabbed in his arm before he then charges his Conqueror Spirit and just slams a punch into his back, making the Emperor spew blood as well. But Kaido's smile just grows, as does Luffy's, when Kaido then fires another burrow breath again. And Luffy would then form a coat of wind magic around his right hand, and he fires a Spirit Storm. The attacks would clash at point blank, causing a massive flash of light, and this would completely blow away all the clouds within a 3-mile radius. 3-mile radius. I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm just going to take a moment, give y'all a moment for how amazing this fight is. Okay, moment over. Okay, the two are sent flying opposite ways, as Kaido will be smiling since he has never had so much fun before. He might actually be him. But at that moment, he then looks up to see a serious Luffy who grabs him by the horn and pulls back his fist as he imbues it with star magic, only for Kaido to burst into flames before he retakes his dragonic form. As Luffy comes to a stop and he backs away, his arms begin to burn, and he looks to see the Fiery Emperor regaining his old form, and quickly he heals himself before then summoning Bell. She would then fuse with him as he explodes with green light. Full spirit assimilation. Saint stage. Spirit dive. Luffy now bore a robe and a full crown along with 4 wings as he summoned a staff to his hand, and the two began a stare down. So, why'd you attack? Not that I mind, said Luffy. Ever heard of Joy Boy? Asked Kaido. Luffy would be confused, saying, You attacked me based on a legend? Orororororororo. So you do know. I want to see why everyone won't stop relating you to that legend. Also, I was bored. Meanwhile, down below, the Tempest come to finally land, and yet they look to see that they can still see the effects of the fight, despite how far they are, and shockwaves would be sent their way. They felt everything. But then past them then actually flies Big News Morgan, who would have his eyes twinkling for a story. But then he saw the Tempest ship and would stop and snap a few photos. How does it feel to be in such a moment? Are you scared? Are ya? Who the hell are you? Asked Frankie. He's Big News Morgan. Everything we ever done, he's recorded it, said Nami. How far has this thing spread? Asked Trafalgar. Did you trail us? Morgan however doesn't answer, as he would then head to the fight, and Kinemon calls him crazy, but the man could not let go such a piece of history just go to waste. Everyone, especially pirates, would be getting everything broadcasted from Big News Morgan, who brought a transponder and recorder of sorts, and when he comes to see the fight, he literally feels frozen at the very release of haki from the two. It was just too powerful. Luckily, he comes to land on an island nearby, and he was just left mesmerized. This does not look like a fight between men or pirates. It's like a fight between gods, he thought. We find all the fishmen in the Fishman Island looking up to a monitor as they see Luffy and Kaido clash and keep clashing. Luffy, is he gonna be okay? Thought Shirahoshi. Fukaboshi would then sense her, anxiety and try to calm down because he will be fine. He's the man who will be king of the pirates. Yeah, it's fine. Other 7 also gathered to witness this in their own town square as they couldn't keep from biting their nails and be on the edge of their seats. Why the hell would Kaido attack out of nowhere? Asked Polly. We can only hope that Luffy will be fine, said Iceberg. Back at the fight, however, the tides of battle began to change as every blow of Luffy's new weapon from, his Saint stage would carry a huge amount of haki but also mana that sends the dragon knocked back. Pulling back his spirit dive bow, he creates a 4-5 wind arrow which would then let it rip and it would pierce Kaido's shoulder at the speed of light. Luffy would then pull back the bow once more and he creates a star arrow this time, but behind him then form more than 100 stars that would fill the air. Star magic, centennial rays. He then lets the bow go as Kaido's tail is then ripped through and the stars would begin to fire beams at him that would just fill Kaido with burns and holes. His fire form begins to fade as he bleeds immensely like never before, so realizing he was too much of a big target, he returns to his hybrid form and creates a platform of clouds to move about as he jumped and started to reach Luffy. Bagua! He swings down, releasing a massive storm of lightning, but as Luffy meets his attack, he finds half of his body ripped up by Kaido's lightning, but Kaido's collarbone and his traps are split open. They both scream in pain, but Luffy gets in the final blow as he grabs him by the arm and swings him the opposite way of his crew before then releasing a massive spirit storm that blinds him. Right before he is hit, he would then scream as this would echo throughout the seas, and cheers would fill the world as Luffy wins the fight, but from the looks of the recording, Kaido's probably still alive. It figures, because he is the world's strongest creature. Well, not anymore, because he finally met his match. Luffy rose from being one of the emperors to being the strongest of the emperors. As he breathes heavily, however, Bell would then leave his body as he would lose his robe and bow. Of course, he's really banged up and she's worried, and Bell starts to heal him. Because it's hockey, you might keep some scars. That's fine. I still got this beautiful face left. As she chuckles, Bell would then say that she was really scared, but you're not going anywhere, right? Nope, said Luffy. As he smiles, a shot is then snapped with Luffy's silhouette coming to resemble that of someone all too familiar. Even after everything that was going on, he was smiling and everyone could just see it on that photo. Or at least they will soon. And he would then disappear. Big News Morgan would fall over completely wide-eyed as he would say, I cannot wait for round 2. Kaido meanwhile comes to crash onto an island as he rips through the forest of it until he reaches the shore, and the waves of the sea would brush up against his hair as he returns to his normal form, and he has a mixture of anger and happiness. I want another one. I'll wait for you at Wano, Straw Hat. We then leave Kaido and zoom in onto the Tempest ship as Trafalgar will be walking back and forth, obviously nervous, while Kinemon was inside watching over a sleeping Momonosuke, who was just too tired from everything, and as he sits right beside the boy, he hears a lot of noise from upstairs. He hangs onto his sword as tight as he could, and he runs and comes out to a hallway, and he then runs and runs until he reaches the deck, and he sees a smiling Luffy laying down as Bell would still be healing him, and his crew was surrounding him. Luffy Dono, Kinemon, you miss me? Kinemon would then let go of his sword as he breathes a sigh of relief, and Trafalgar would as well, while Chopper would be bringing out all his equipment trying to help him with the healing process, and he would then say, I knew you'd be back. Yeah, Kaido's strong as hell, but next time, I'm gonna get rid of him, don't worry. So he's still alive, said Trafalgar. It figures, he's the world's strongest creature. Well, he was. He would then laugh, making the others join in, and Trafalgar thought that, much like everyone else, Luffy had just literally become the strongest, and yet he was laughing like normal, which was ridiculous, but also very like him. And you're sure you did not eat any devil fruits? Asked Kinemon. You get used to it. Worst case scenario, you freeze up due to the shock, says Chopper. Alright, enough of that. Who wants to go with Zoro? That source is bound to be fun, said Luffy. Oh, no. No power talk until you get some sleep, said Chopper, as he morphs into his muscular form, and he would then grab Luffy and put him over his shoulder, as Luffy would then ask, when did you get so assertive? Since the day I saw you fight a literal dragon. Come on. He would then head inside and close the door behind, as Usopp would then say, I'm going. Same, said Frankie. I'd like to partake as well, said Robin. I'll take a backseat on this one, said Brooke. Kinemon would then say of course he would go, and Momonosuke will stay with them, and he would go to Zao with them. Are you sure you can get there? Asked Kinemon. Well, if I'm here then yeah, said Nami. Oh, and also, they hear the voice of Belle as she flies to and lands on Trafalgar's hat, saying, Luffy has someone waiting for you guys there. They're called the Bellamy Pirates. The ones he saved? What a coincidence, said Trafalgar. Then it's all set. Time to finally do something exciting, said Zoro. With the plans being made, the world starts to twist and turn with craziness. The world government, the elders were going crazy. I'm not even going to describe it because you know what I'm talking about. It is like literally what the chapters were before Oda took his hiatus. They are panicking. Luffy gave them something to worry about a lot. But we're going to get back to it. I know it's amazing, but yeah. Okay, so for the team, Luffy gave them something, a sort of a lucky charm, a dagger with the head of Mary on top of its hilt. It was enchanted by star magic. This enchantment would teleport people by expanding a barrier that spreads about 200 feet before bringing everyone that was in it back to somewhere near Luffy. The dagger could also return to the point where it began if it is marked with the scratch of the dagger. So, yeah. Using a ship kept in storage and delivered by Water 7 to Amazon Lily during Luffy's training, they would go and travel to go meet the Bellamy Pirates and just take down Dofi. Meanwhile, Luffy and everyone headed to Zao. A week would come to pass, and no, never mind. A week. They have enough provisions to last till they get to Dressrosa. The two teams would arrive simultaneously at their destinations, and Luffy's team would then step at the gigantic elephant, and all they could think was just mystical. That's all they could describe it as. It's so huge, said Momo. You guys ready to go up? Asked Luffy. He looks around and they all nod, and he would then snap his fingers, and a star would form above them, and instantly they vanish as they appear below a star, and they'd be falling towards the the top of the elephant, only to be cushioned by wind. They safely land, and Momo would then begin to find it hard to breathe at everything that's going on. I don't even know how to describe how scared he must be right now. I don't think I'll ever get used to this, he said. After getting off the ship, they begin to march forward and, jump out of the ship before then walking to the gate and flying to the top of it and above. Luffy would then come to see the land of the Minks. It is filled with strange trees he's never seen before. There be old buildings, ruins, covered from top to bottom in vines, and in the middle of it all would be a tree in the likeness and shape of a whale. Awesome, he thought. Now we will actually go somewhere closed off, and we find Yamato sitting across from Ace as she'll be shivering with excitement at what she saw on the newspaper until she exploded. Ha! That freaking idiot finally got what you deserve. Oh my god, Ace, your brother's amazing. I know I told you he'd do anything for his dream, but yeah, that cow's definitely alive. You have to go, don't you? She asked. With a sorrowful smile, he would then nod, but says that he'll always be able to visit, and he takes out a dagger and marks the ground with it. My brother made this one for me. It's lined with my Viva card. It can teleport me from here back to the Whitebeard ship. Then can I come with you? It's an old prototype, said Ace. I'll get you a new one and come back, okay? She would then nod aggressively, saying that she can't wait to see how the sea is and how the real world is. But Ace would say, "Don't worry, I'm not leaving yet. Yeah, at least like 30 minutes until the guards come to check on you. So how's your bounty?" she asked. 1 billion, but they're too afraid to raise it though. We then return to Luffy and everyone as they walk the area when the ground starts to rumble. Towards them then runs an army, one consisting of Duke Darkstorm and Cat Viper. Already Sanji was going crazy for the female Minks, and Luffy then starts to calm down and he walks forward, and as he advances, the army gets closer and closer until they come to a stop upon recognizing that famous hat. "What's an emperor doing here?" asked Carrot. Storm and Viper then approach, as Storm would then jump off his steed while Viper simply walk forward, and they fearlessly ask what he's doing here. But as Luffy lifts his head, he would then be smiling and they be confused. And he says, "Minks, I never thought I'd see the day." The Minks are confused by this kind of reaction, as Storm would then ask what he's doing here, and with a laugh, Luffy says that they came here for the Heart Pirates. Hearing their names being called, the band of pirates then run out as they come to see the Emperor, who waves to the entire crew, and they wave back. "Straw Hat?" Beppo yells. "What are you doing here? Can we talk about it somewhere better?" asked Luffy. We then cut to Viper, Storm, Luffy, and the Heart Pirates sitting together as they become wide-eyed when Luffy shows them the news of him and Kaido fighting on his grimoire. "You beat him? Human, you have my respect," says Viper as he scoops up Luffy and hugs him, with Darkstorm then nervously smiling as he could not believe what he was seeing. "And this language inscribed in your book, it's very like to the poneglyphs." "I know," said Luffy. Jean, the pirate of the Heart Pirates, I guess you could call him a giant. I don't know what race he is. Everyone in One Piece is weirdly shaped. And he would then ask if he was being serious about the poneglyph thing, and Luffy says, yeah, and Viper would then let him down as he says that his magic is made from the language used to write poneglyphs. "I still can't believe the captain made an allowance to you." "Wait, where is he?" "Fighting Luffy." "What?" yelled the bear as everyone did the same, but Luffy says to calm down. "Zoro's there. If there's anyone I want to fight, well, that twisted bastard, it'd be him." As he says the words, we actually go to Dressrosa. He finds Zoro sitting in a crater, but with the smile he stands despite being covered in bruises, and he would then see the ruined Dressrosa they've been fighting already as Luffy begins to descend with his strings. "Straw Hat really thought you beat me? I will not be disrespected. I barely even started to try, Roronoa." "Didn't you notice? All this time I never took out my last sword," said Zoro. The warlord is confused but realizes this is true, as Zoro then takes out the third sword and he feels something terrifying overcome him. The sword gave off the same aura as Luffy, but it also was different somehow. I can't give him the chance," he thought, as he would turn more buildings into strings, and he would then scream and aim it all at Zoro, right as he would then pull out Zephyr, and he would then put it to his mouth. "The 9 mountains and 8 seas constitute the world," he said. As he uttered these words, all of Luffy's strings would be ripped apart and to shreds as his left arm would then go flying off, and the warlord would then fight Zoro right in front of him. The billion-fold world. All Luffy could see for a moment was a flash of blue, and he felt something far too familiar to his own, though not as high level as his own. It can't be. The Conqueror Spirit. Saizen Sekai! The amount of power that Zoro releases sends Luffy flying so far into the air that he does not only regurgitate blood, he literally spews it like a fountain. Like, my man's is dying. And with the scream, he releases more threads at Zoro, who flies upwards toward him, and they keep the people who are, around in the birdcage trap will begin to regain hope because Zoro is finally getting serious, and they begin to chant Zolo, Zolo. They begin to cheer in the only way they have known him for now, as the samurai accompanied by Kinemon. Now Zoro, but Zolo, much like Luffy was called Lucy. "God damn, that nose is annoying," thought a smiling Zoro, as he propelled himself forward and he clashes again and again with the threads, and they were now empowered by Haki. And direct attacks will go to pierce him, but with one slash he cuts through even the tiniest and thinnest of threads, blowing back Luffy, who hears snapping as he then looks back to see the cage being ripped apart. "No!" The hilt of Zoro's sword then hits him in the stomach, however, as he grits his teeth, and Luffy makes a string arm for his missing one as he punches Zoro across the face, only to be met by his armor of Haki. "Yeah, word of advice, if your enemy laughs while you think you're winning, something's up." He imbues the power of Zephyr into his 2 other swords, and he would then use a final move. Santoryu. Zephyr's Descent. All his swords attack in unity, perfect unity, and at that moment, a big flash will come to blind everyone below. What happened? He beat him, right? A bunch of ringing would then slowly go into everyone's ears, as these things tend to happen, despite, considering everything that's happening. You get the point. But slowly, surely, the light starts to pass, and it takes a while for people's eyes to adjust, but the birdcage slowly comes undone as Zoro crashes to the ground, but is supported by Haki, so he's okay. Sandai Kitatsu. By the way, Chimonji. Zephyr. Good job. The mana then stops pulsing from the sword, as Haki would then stop flowing from the others, while they also lose the mana of Zephyr, and he sheathes away the 2 other swords, before then finally sheathing Zephyr. He would then take a deep breath, only for a moment of silence to be broken by screams, as he'd be surrounded by the people of Dressrosa, who would run to and thank him. The fight was fun, but this is more of your scene, Luffy, thought Zoro. But we will end this off here. Sorry, guys. Don't worry, Zoro's fine. Well, socially he's not, but hey, he won. And y'all can see why I made this video so short, because I put so much into it. And the next video will be like 30-40 minutes. Don't worry, I got you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. You better have. God, I pulled a big move. This is gonna change the story forever. Like, I've advanced everything. So now is the time to start cracking down. Luffy will become the Pirate King soon. Around part 16 or 17, give or take. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't video, and you know the drill. All right, I'm gonna go work on some more videos. I really hope you enjoyed this. I've kept my promise. You are welcome. Again, sorry about the background noise. All right, I'm gone.
Oh darling, if I had bought you flowers, would you still be here by my side? Yeah, I thought the smoke